Welcome, Dean and Jennifer from Century 21 Granite up north in the Kawartha Lakes region. We appreciate we've had you in before talking about the cottage properties and what to look for and different things that is obviously unique to cottages. And we appreciated that in the past. And we've had you back now to expand the knowledge and answer some questions from the agents and look at opportunities both from the knowledge side of things, but also talk about a network between us, because we have really done, I think, just a great job over the last few years, having key people throughout Canada, really, with regards to a network of referral partners. So when our agents in a region that maybe is much different than the Kawartha Lakes, we're looking to pass a client to an expert in the area that they're looking for a house that they can count on the person that we pass that along to. And you guys have done a great job for us in that respect. We've gotten many testimonials back from the agents that I've suggested they use you, and they said you did a wonderful job. So welcome.
Well, thank you. And thanks for having us. We love talking about cottage country, because we live here. This is our life. This is our world. And so many people want to join our world, and for obvious reasons, right? The nature, sense of community, the lakes, and it's just lifestyle. It's just a lifestyle thing. And just so anyone may know, we lived in Toronto for 20 years, Jenny. And we always had the cottage here on Balsam Lake. And so 5 years ago, we said, enough with all the traffic and the rat race, and we left our jobs, sold our house, moved here full-time, like renovated the cottage, moved here
into a trailer for
moved into a trailer for a few months while we did the renovation, survived that, and we're still happily married and and working
for the most part.
So anyway, we're always happy to talk cottages.
Awesome. Perfect. So so I guess you have a PowerPoint presentation to go through, and then is it the best format maybe to kind of go through your content and then open it up for discussion, or how do you want to?
Well, let's
we can stop for any questions along the way.
Let's make it more of a conversation.
Yeah.
Perfect. Awesome. So everyone, we're getting quite used to raising hands now. So maybe we'll see if people want to do the raise of hands if they have a question, and then we can that might help.
Sure thing. Okay.
All right.
Cut out for a second. I have to ask, are you guys still using Starlink?
Yes, we are. And it's gotten significantly better even since we started using it. It's been our main source of internet, since about February. So it's been a little bit over a year.
Yeah,
and
it's fantastic.
When we started, we were still, because it was still beta testing, it would drop for probably 45 minutes a day periodically throughout the day as we lost satellite reception. But it has been fantastic. We've got 2 teenagers who are constantly online gaming and on social media. Dean can watch Netflix while I work on the computer.
It's wonderful.
It's almost as good as city internet.
Oh, that's good to hear. It's a good solution up there for sure.
It's been wonderful for us. Yeah. Okay, so I guess I can share my screen here. And let's just do this and get into presenting. There. Okay.
Okay, I can't see you, Aaron, but I think you're still there.
I'm here.
Yeah, they are.
Okay, good. So anyhow, before we get right into it, I just wanted to explain a few things about pricing and what's happening in our market, if I could, Aaron. We've seen prices almost double since the pandemic started here. Okay, and it's really tough for buyers. Some buyers still think like 5-10 years ago, where, you know what, I always want to get that cottage, so I've got a couple $100,000 and I'm going to get a lovely spot on the lake. Well, that's just not possible anymore. The average waterfront price for the Kawartha Lakes is $1.3 million for waterfront. That's the average price right now.
regardless of waterfront.
regardless. And we're not talking about, you know, Balsam Lake where we are, which is a fantastic lake on the Trent Severn Waterway. This could be a landlocked lake. It's just the average
It
price.
could be a
right now.
river.
Could be a river. Yeah. Yeah. And that's not 4 seasons, 3 seasons, it's just an average. So we find with our buyers, the biggest thing we can offer right now is education, just so that they can grasp and understand what it may take to have that cottage dream.
And a lot of people, I mean, so many people are priced out of the market. It's really, it's a difficult conversation to have, but we're having these conversations with our buyers and and looking at, I guess, alternative
Mhm.
ways to get what you're looking for. So rather than looking at direct on water, we're looking at, because there's many different types of waterfront as there are people looking for waterfront. We're looking at, like, if you don't have your $1.3 million, we're looking at either going back lots with public water access or shared access to water where you own a portion of the waterfront along with other people in a waterfront community. We're even looking at small towns on the water so that you've got that town, that cottage country lifestyle. So taking what you want from what you're trying to get out of the cottage and finding ways to get you that
Within the budget.
within your budget.
Yeah. Yeah. Now that's for someone that, you know, just maybe looking for the cottage. We also, a big part of our job is relocation. So people who may be selling in an urban environment, selling in the city, and like us moving here full time, well, they might have a larger budget and good for them. Then we can work,
They've got more options.
yeah, with their options. Now, even off-water properties now, the average in the Kawartha Lakes region is almost $800,000, right? So we're talking about the smaller towns, you know, Lindsay, Fenton Falls, Bob Cajun, that sort of thing. So yeah, it's a very active and very strong sellers market still.
Yeah.
Right. But anyhow, let's get into the presentation, Jenny.
Okay.
So we're here to offer all the agents in your brokerage area an opportunity to earn passive income by joining our Cottage Referral Network. I'll flip the screen.
I can do that.
And who doesn't like passive income?
I like passive income. Let's move this out of your way for you. So
Go ahead, Jenny.
So wouldn't it be nice if you didn't have to, especially today with the price of gas, save your time, save your money, strengthen your relationships with your existing clients, and avoid tire kickers who suck your time and energy and don't understand the market or what they're looking for. Clients who are now priced out of closer cottage country communities, and now you're driving even further because of location expansion and
Like Bancroft and yeah.
Perry Sound,
Mhm.
because you can't find what they're looking for in their budget in the areas that are closer to home. And the unfamiliar systems in markets that you don't trade in regularly, septic systems, wells,
Shore road allowances, Wi-Fi, all that.
heated
sort of
water
stuff.
lines, all of these intricacies, piers versus block foundations, crawl spaces, things that you wouldn't normally trade in that you may not be as comfortable with because you don't deal with them every day. So we're offering to take that off your hands for you.
Is it my turn now?
Do you want it to be your turn?
Thanks,
You
Jenny.
can take a turn.
Right on.
Wonderful.
So what's in it for you as a realtor in the city? Well, strengthen relationship. So say if you gave us a referral, can I mention the name of your office, Aaron?
Yeah,
Rochelle?
Michel Covan.
Yes. So she came to us, I think it was 2 years ago, with some clients, and we helped them get their cottage up here, and we kept her in the loop every step of the way, right? So I think the strengthened relationship is, well, because she referred them to us, and we were successful and did a really good job for them. Now her relationship with them is strong because she referred the right people, right? And we're still in touch with her. In fact, I spoke with her just last week, and I'm still in touch with her clients as well. And so when you refer to us, it's not like you say, here you go, and then you never hear from us again. No, we want to work with you right
You're
through.
part of the transaction along with us.
Unfortunately or fortunately, yes, you are, because we need you there, right?
Mm.
So safety. So we understand what to look for and what to ask when it comes to those intricacies like septics and wells. There's a lot of goofy things that happen up here in cottage country. You would know, Aaron, like there's things like shared wells, right? We had a place we listed a few years ago, and the old guy didn't tell us until after listening, but he was allowing his neighbor to share the well with him. And so there was a lot to get through on that. We did, but it's really not cut and dry. So when, like I would say, I would never go and sell a condo. It's not my specialty. I know I could, and I know I could learn about it, but I'm not comfortable with it. And I'm not serving my client's best interest by doing so. What I would do is refer to a specialist who can do that, right? And then they would understand and take any risk or liability, but they wouldn't,
Well,
because
there would
they
be
already
less
know.
risk and
There'd be a lot
liability
less.
because they understand.
Yes,
You could come up to speed, but it would take you much longer than it would
It would.
take to refer. And then who knows what you miss.
Yeah.
Anyhow,
I'll just take something like a shore allowance as an example. If you were to ask our agents what a shore allowance is and how it affects a sale, I don't think too many would be able to give that answer. And that's a big deal up there.
it is,
it can be in certain places. Yeah.
especially if you've got plans to expand or build on a property that, and if you don't own the shore allowance, then you're limited on what you can do and how, and it affects your setbacks as well.
Well, and here's another thing too, even the lake itself, right? Like right now, so we still have a lot of ice on the lake, Aaron. It's it's starting to move, not move, but it's starting, you can see it from the shore, it's receding a bit. But there's a place here on our lake, it just sold for $2.7 million. Okay. Lovely home with 150 feet of waterfront on Balsam Lake. But I really wonder if the buyer knows that they just purchased that 150 feet and spent almost $3 million to have a cottage in a swamp. They might, I don't know, but
their shore isn't swimmable.
it's not swimmable. Unless you're a water snake, maybe, I don't know. But anyway, we know these things to look for, right? And we just take buyer's best interest in mind all the time. Okay.
I gotta tell you one more. Head Lake. If you bought Head Lake in the middle of the summer, and then come fall, you're in your house and all of a sudden all these stumps start to appear, and then it just looks like something from the Creature of the Black Lagoon, you're going to be pretty upset.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
now there's nice parts of Head Lake, don't get me wrong, but there are certain parts you have to be aware of.
Exactly.
No, that's just it. And it would just be like, it would just break my heart for someone to say, well, geez, I didn't know you just wanted a cottage. Well, no, we need to know these things, right? A lot of money and a lot of dreams at stake here. So and the passive income part, we're saying to agents in the city, well, stay home, refer to us, and we're going to share 25% referral to you. And that's your passive income model right there.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'll give you an example. Everyone here has been really working diligently and hard at putting together their CRM and all their contacts in their database system. And let's say you get 100 to 200 people in there, you could just shoot off maybe 1 or 2 emails throughout the summer as examples of maybe cottage properties to those people, and just say, would you ever be interested in a cottage? And then as soon as they got somebody to say, yeah, that sounds like something I'd be interested in, pass them along to Dean and Jennifer, and all of a sudden they sell them something worth 2.7 million, preferably with swimming water.
Yes.
And all of a sudden, yes, you got some extra cash in your pocket for a Passover, right?
That's right. You know, the other thing too, Aaron, that we take a lot of pride in is our aftercare, so to speak. So with our buyers and our sellers, but more so the buyers who may be new to cottage country, we've got quite a network of tradespeople. We've got quite a net, even as silly as it sounds, of marinas. Okay, we had a couple that purchased a place over in Pigeon last year, brand new to cottaging, very excited about it. And they said, well, let's take the summer just to understand everything. Well, called us just before December. Well, we have to get a boat. We just need a boat for the cottage. Okay. So we refer them to a marina. And now we just, 2 or 3 weeks ago, they have their boat.
We get pictures of their
Yeah.
beautiful new boat.
Yeah. So that sort of thing, even like for legalities, for closing up here, we always recommend using a local lawyer who is familiar with shore road allowances and easements and all these sort of things. Because we had a nightmare scenario a few years. This sounds like a real estate sort of a rehash of all these horror stories, but it was, they were buying a place and we said, well, we recommend that the local cottage lawyer. No, we're good. We'll use our city guy. Okay. We got a call 3 days before it's about to close. It was $900,000. And they said, our lawyer cannot close this.
Hmm.
I've been getting that call there.
That's a nightmare.
It was.
Sure was. So we tapped into our network. We got our guy. He figured it out. He closed it. And for that reason, we always recommend choosing someone local. So anyway, we have a wide network of people that we like to rely on.
And I think it's comforting as well to a lot of our buyers, especially the ones who are new to cottaging and new to the area, because you're basically transplanting yourself to a community you've never been in before. And you don't necessarily know the lay of the land, and you don't know who to call when things go wrong. And when you own a cottage, things go wrong. It's just part of being a cottage owner. Cottages aren't built the way homes are built, and there's maintenance that goes along with it, opening and closing. And we're a little harder on our cottages than we are on our homes and expect more from them. So when things go wrong, you might not know who to call, and your neighbor might not know who to call. So knowing someone who knows who to call is a comforting thing to our buyers, and we make sure that they understand we don't leave them behind, that we're here as a resource for them, and we're here to help, even if it's just, where do I go to get pizza? Like, what's the best,
Yeah.
Where's the best restaurant for takeout? Or is there a better route to get here? Because I spend half my time stuck on traffic on the 401 or those types of things.
Well, the Rochelle situation there, when she called me, I had the conversation where she said, listen, my people picked out this place. Aaron, I don't know the area. I don't know if this house is any good for them. I can't tell. There's so many things I don't know. And what do I do? I said, you call Dean and Jennifer. And that's what she did. So, you know, I know there'll be agents out there. Well, maybe I'll take the weekend off and go up and show some cottages. And I always say, go ahead. I said, but as soon as you bump into the first obstacle, give me a call and I'll tell you every reason why you should just let somebody else in the area that knows the area look after it. And they do, right? They say, oh, they wanted to see it this way. I'm not either available, and it's your, you know, right from availability to not knowing the area, not knowing the lakes, not knowing, and like, it's a whole different ballgame. So it really is important.
Yeah, well, and here's the other thing too. So the time travel between showings. So we go someone out showing 3 or 4 places, it's all day. And we live here because cottages can be an hour apart from each other, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I couldn't imagine, first of all, driving 2 or 3 hours to get here and then having to traverse all that. I know some people do it, and you know, if that's their jam,
that's fine. Yeah.
No, even us, when we book, they're long days. They're long. We start early and we end late. So any more slides?
Yeah.
This is a quick presentation, or it's not like the last one that we had. So we didn't want to, you know, take up too much of everyone's time.
No worries.
So I guess, well, we're more than just Kawartha Realtors. We've got a rather broad range because we have to, because we're dealing with cottage country, and really our expertise, our expert area would be Aurelia to Peterborough, and then north to Gravenhurst, Halliburton. So it's a pretty big, yeah, I guess we go right across up to 118 and down.
Yeah, so, and you know what, we can apply so many different things in cottage country to many different lakes within cottage country, because Aaron, you know, some lakes have a,
Sorry.
thank you.
No.
Oh. Some lakes have their own sort of micro economy, so to speak, right? Like a cottage that is on, even on our lake here on Balsam, there's different values across the entire lake, on one lake. So you can't say on, well, on this lake, this is where the pricing should be. In that. No, there's so many different
Variables.
factors that come into every lake. But yeah, that's a pretty good map there, Jenny.
Yeah.
That we covered. Yeah.
And then, yes.
So we're suggesting partner with us and then grow your business. And you know, if you want to reach out, you can ask questions now, or you know, maybe in the future, scan this QR code right here, and we're going to give you a checklist when you get that of what you should think about, or what your clients should be thinking
What
about.
you should, yeah, what you should know
Mhm.
when you're, or things to look at and think about and aware of when you're showing properties in cottage country or rural properties in general.
Yeah, yeah. So that's pretty well it, Aaron.
Look at
yeah,
you, all
short-
techie there. This is great.
I know.
Wow. Amazing.
Everyone's scanning it right now, right? I can
Yeah.
see it.
Tellmemore.com.
We've got a really cool CRM that allows us to create these landing pages and gives us QR codes to share them out. So
Very
we
cool.
paid for it, so we should use it.
Mhm.
Yeah. Perfect. Awesome.
And
Any
before we go to
questions?
questions, oh,
Yeah,
go ahead,
okay,
do the
yeah.
questions. Then I want to plug the Jump in the Lake Challenge, Aaron, because you haven't
Okay.
set it up yet.
Yeah, no, I haven't. Not yet. Jump in the lake right now. It's gonna hurt.
Yes.
Jump on the lake.
Yeah.
I guess I can start.
Yeah, let's open it up for any questions that anybody has. Got a full list here. Oh, what would I have as a question if I was an agent looking for up there? Well, you've defined areas, which is one. We considered Dean and Jennifer the east end of the because really it really does divide. If somebody's going to move up to a cottage, and we say up north, right?
Yeah.
But really it's a northeast or northwest. Where are you going to go to, the Muskokas or the Kawarthas, right?
Right.
And those are the two big areas that incorporate all the smaller towns and whatnot that are up there. What defines Kawartha as being different than Muskoka? What would you say would be the advantages if somebody's saying, should I go east or west?
Well, Kawartha Dairy ice cream, first of all.
Number
let's
one.
get real. Yeah, that's what it's all about. No,
The nice thing about the Trent, I think being on the Trent Severn Waterway, that's the quintessential Kawartha experience, I think.
well,
Yeah.
okay, yeah, for the lifestyle.
For the
thing.
lifestyle
Yeah.
thing, yeah. And I think the nice thing about being on the Trent Severn Waterway, well, you have access to, I mean, you pay a premium, but you have access to what, 8 or 9 lakes within the Kawarthas. You can go from Lake Simcoe all the way down to Lake
Go
Ontario.
anywhere in the world from our lake, Jenny.
True, but you also have the comfort of knowing that your water levels are stable. You're never going to flood out. You'll never have a situation of drought or flooding, because the Trent Severn Waterway controls water levels year round.
Yeah.
So there is some people who are, I mean, especially after what happened in Muskoka a few years ago with spring floods, people who are super nervous about water levels you pay a premium, but you find the comfort in knowing that that isn't something to ever consider here or ever be concerned about on the Trent Severn.
And I would also add access. Okay, so if we go to Muskoka, how are you getting there?
400. You take the 400, which is really difficult in the summer.
400, and the 400 is a raceway, right?
Mm.
Going there and coming back. So when we lived in Scarborough and our cottages here in the Kawarthas, we had like a dozen different ways to get here. And a lot of them were through nice country drives, pastoral. You see the cows, you see the farms. So as soon as we got off the 401 at Lake Ridge Road, my mind was already in cottage mode, you know. Whereas that 400, my God, and if it gets backed up and like the whole stress of it, and then you get to the cottage and now you start to unwind, but you're already stressed. And prices actually are probably higher in Muskoka as well.
100%. I always look at Muskoka for in general sense. We're really generalizing things, and maybe I shouldn't, but I always think of Muskokas as, you know, you want to hang out with the stars and the movie stealing and everybody that's buying those big cottages. It's expensive. Lake Joe and that whole Muskoka experience. There is something to be said for a $20 million cottage next to, you know, who's up there these days. I know. This is somebody famous. A lot of hockey players are up in the Muskoka too. And but when you're over in the Kawarthas, it's just as beautiful. It's a lot easier access. It's close. It's, you know, it's just easier to get in and out. I actually have a cottage up in Kawarthas, top of Balsam, and I've never been in a traffic jam on a way home on a Sunday.
That's right.
No,
Right.
it's a different topography as well. We're a lot flatter here. So maybe we appeal to the senior market because we don't have, when I think of Muskoka and even Halliburton, I think stairs down to the water. I think rock outcroppings, whereas the Kawarthas is pretty flat. We're pretty much a limestone base, and there aren't, I mean, you get out towards Apsley, Bancroft, Buckhorn area, and you might get some of that rock outcropping and get some elevation, but for the most part, we're pretty flat.
And all year round stuff to do.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. So, you know, the fishing here is fantastic. Summer and winter, right?
I can send you pictures. Everybody can see.
Aaron. And be sure to make sure we know exactly where you caught them, and then I'll read from the picture where you were, right? Sometimes black that out, eh? They won't show the background. Boating, kayaking, paddleboarding, nature, cycling, and
we've got the Victoria Rail Trail that runs the whole distance of the Kawarthas. And that's great for hiking, biking, four-wheeling, snowmobiling in the winter.
And it's a real sense of community around here too, right? I mean, you feel that when you come up here, I'm sure.
100%. Right? In the end, that's, I mean, it's really the reality in any piece of real estate you buy is, you know, the neighbors are so important, right? It's, you know, the people you're hanging out with. So yeah, obviously, no, great experience up in the court. Like, and you can't, I don't know. I know you can go wrong because you could pick the wrong house and be on the wrong lot or the wrong whatever. So you need the right agent to help you through it. And if there's that one piece of property that's on, like, how come this one's 800,000 and everyone else is at 2 million? There's a reason probably it's at 800,000. You just got to find the reason. But anyway, no, it's a great area, and enjoy being up there. So any other questions, if anybody has them?
Questions.
What are you part of? I think I invited you to be part of our sales representatives group. It's a heritage closed group, just to heritage representatives. It is a group on Facebook. If not, I'll add you to that. What I'd like to do is have a few of our partners in there. And I just ask all our partners to keep anything that they comment or that they, is not too spammy. But I'd like you to continue to give information, any of your listings that you list, I'd like you to put on there. This gives the agents, and as long as you're okay with it, gives the agents the opportunity to maybe throw that listing out to their sphere of influence and say, hey, here's what do you think of this in terms of an investment cottage, whatever it may be. And then that gives them a reason, maybe even to push some of your listings or anything that you guys want to do within there. And of course, answer if they have questions. Yeah, I just think it would be a good group. We have about 400 of our realtors on that.
Sure. And we post regularly too to YouTube. We like to and blog every month, and it's really a lot of educational stuff for us.
Oh, that's what I'll do too. We'll connect our YouTube channels. So I've got a YouTube channel for our training, and we got 1,100 agents on 1,200 now on that. So on the bottom, they've suggested other other sites and connections. So I'll add you guys there so that they can find you there as well.
Brilliant.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yeah. So we'll continue this relationship.
The question.
Where's the area again? So we are predominantly Kawarthas. That's where we.
So let's
spend
talk about the
most of our
towns though,
time.
Jenny. So Lindsay, Bob Cajun, Fenland Falls,
Kirkfield.
Coboconk, Norland
Buckhorn.
area, Buckhorn. You know, we will work over towards Aurelia as well. And we've done a little bit up Washago way up
Yep.
there.
Gravenhurst.
Gravenhurst, and then there's Minden, Halliburton as well. So those are the towns. So if you Google any of those towns, you'll kind of see the area.
But
right?
really Lake Simcoe to Peterborough, north to Gravenhurst and Minden,
Yeah.
Halliburton. So Highway 118 south to
we don't,
Highway
and
7.
we don't go to Newmarket, so we won't sell in your area, Aaron. I
No, I know.
don't know anything about it.
No worries. And that's great. No, that's perfect.
And so can I give a quick plug? I know we're coming
Oh
out-
yeah, jump in the lake.
Jump in the Lake Challenge. Okay, so this is a fundraiser we started a few years ago. It was funny, Aaron. It was when the pandemic first hit, and we were on the dock. The ice had just left, and our food bank was struggling. So we went live on our Facebook channel. I said, look, if you guys will raise $500 in a week, I'm going to jump in the lake. Okay. And I said, if we get to 1,000, threw her right under the bus. She had no idea. And by the end of the weekend, we had $3,000 for the food bank. And then my neighbors around the lake were saying, I hear you're doing this. Well, we want to do it too. I said, yeah, more the merrier. So the first year we raised $15,000, and there were about eight of us who did it.
Wow.
Last year, so we expanded it for the wellness center in Coboconk, which is a planned medical facility, as you know.
Yep.
So there were 40 people last year that joined the Jump in the Lake Challenge, and we raised $55,000.
Wow.
This year, and you were one of them, Aaron. Thank
Yep.
you. So this year it's May 7th at 2:00, the Jump in the Lake Challenge, and our goal is $100,000 this year.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. It's chilly, as you know, but it's something to look forward to.
And we've got an extra week this year.
And we have an extra week because usually it's May 1st, the first Saturday of May. So
My mom's never happy with it. Me jumping in, I mean.
Oh,
Like, Aaron, you're gonna hurt yourself. Do you know how cold that water is? It's not, yeah, it's just like, no, it's actually quite revitalizing to jump into the, yeah, I think it's like 57 degrees or something at the time, and it's quite cold. It's not just jumping in the lake, it's jumping into frigid cold temperatures.
Yes. And
So-
well, it's like the Nordic spa, right? Where you go
Yeah.
from hot tub to cold lake, and then like it's
if
great
you have a hot tub.
if you have a hot tub.
Actually good for the heart. That's what I was telling her. So don't worry,
Yeah.
Mom. It's all right. It's
Right.
gonna be okay. It's not it's not as bad as jumping in what do they call it? The polar dip. You should do that actually. I've never done a polar dip, but this is close, which is create the hole in the ice. And jump in.
I've done that, Aaron.
Have
Yes, yeah, years ago, but that was when I was much younger. And
So I appreciate the plug, Dean, because I'm probably going to be asking the agents if they want to sponsor me because I'll be the one jumping. So
Wonderful.
awesome.
there you go. I'll
Oh,
sign
any of
up.
the curlers in the crew, maybe they want to.
Yeah, there you go. Now you're
Hey.
the curlers, perfect. All right. So again, thank you so much. I appreciate it, and
Thank you for the time.
it's a great. I mean, we just want to continue that network. I'm sure we'll have more people on throughout. You're the first, I think, that we've had to come in to actually have a like. They really do a good job of this area type speech. Like we've referred to PEI last year. A lady up in Aaron Gibbons did a great job up in PEI for us. So we I think we should do this more and expand right across Canada. And I'm sure you have different brokerages that you'll also talk to because you guys do a great job. So thank you so much.
Cool.
Thank you.
All right. Well, have a great day, everyone.
Thank
Take
you very
care.
much.
Okay.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you so much for watching. If you like our video, please hit the like button, the subscribe, and even the little bell to get notifications, just so you can stay in touch and watch more of these great videos.